So, welcome to the Connecticut General Assembly meeting for April, get the day right here, April 29th, 2026. And begin by asking if anyone would like to offer up a prayer. Well, hearing no offers, I will go ahead and offer my very basic, I think it's from St. John, but anyway, don't quote me on that. But we ask our Creator for the, if I can remember it even.
Just wing it, no pressure.
Yeah, exactly. We ask our Creator for the patience to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that's my little 3-sentence prayer. Anyway, hopefully everyone appreciates that. A lot of things we can't do anything about, but there are some things we can do something about, and let's be courageous and do them. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and start the preface of the General Assembly meeting. Welcome to the Connecticut General Assembly meeting. We are standing on our land and soil jurisdiction nation called Connecticut. We are here to restore our birthright government, a Republican form of government of the people, by the people, and for the people. A government whose primary duty is protecting your individual unalienable rights, freedoms, and property. You and I are stepping forward to voluntarily serve our fellow Connecticuters in pursuit of this ongoing challenge. We are assembled here to focus our time and effort by studying, sharing, organizing this organic body into a coherent working group with committees, affirming for the greater good of all the people of Connecticut, 8 counties. Thank you for stepping forward as a volunteer reclaimer and restorer. Next, we'll do the business decision. John, would you like to handle that one?
I would love to if I could find my copy of it to read.
Well, I can go ahead and do it if you are not ready.
Please. Would you like... that's what I was shuffling around for. I was looking for a copy of it. I couldn't find it.
It's amazing how that works. I've been discovering how things take longer when you're in a hurry.
Right?
It's amazing. So this meeting is private. Bearing false witness, misrepresentation, and posting inflammatory rhetoric in public forums is forbidden and shall be addressed in an appropriate manner. To eliminate all conflict and false allegations, is there anyone in attendance at today's meeting who is a member or agent of any law enforcement agency or public agency of the federal, state, county, city, or township agencies present? Is there a response to the business decision for the first time? Hearing none, I'll ask, is there a response to the business decision for the second time? And hearing none, I will ask, is there any response to the business decision for the third time? And so hearing none, anyone who is here under false pretenses, anyone who is working for any foreign government, including the territorial United States or the municipal United States, anyone who is being paid or coerced to be here must fully disclose their presence and purpose now or leave the premises. If they subsequently show up as federal witnesses, they are discredited for failure to disclose. All right, then. We can now move on to our county roll call. As I call out your county, please say here. Fairfield County.
Here.
Yeah.
Litchfield County. Hearing none. Hartford County. Hearing none. Middlesex County.
Here.
New London County.
Here.
New Haven County. Here. Holland County. Hearing none. Wyndham County. And that concludes our county roll call. And now we can move on to committee reports, news, announcements, any new business. Obviously we have our treasurer here, Linda, and we have our recording secretary. And we could probably also do a little summation of the folks who attended Citrus, what that was like. And I saw there might be some discussion we need on how to proceed with the next venue of in-people meeting. Anyway, would you like to start, Linda, or would you prefer for?
Oh, I could start. I have the book
Okay.
out.
Okay.
Okay. So, the balance, the current balance in our account is $945.10. Basically, not really been any activity, so.
Mm-hmm. Nothing major to report.
Yeah, that's where we're at. I mean, there was a couple of what was it? I guess Kimberly sent me, must have done some paperwork. So there was a couple of deposits made.
Nice.
Yeah.
May I?
Please.
Anita needed something for.
Oh yes, I sent her the check.
Did you guys work it out? Okay.
Yeah, for the what do you call it? The email
yeah.
Constant contact, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Anita, if you're on, let me know. Did you get it yet?
I did. I got it. I'm good.
Okay, great.
All right. Does that conclude your report?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on then to Kim.
Okay, hi, and there is 2 people in the queue for paperwork to get finished, and I'm talking to 2 more who should be sending their paperwork soon. One young man is I like him very much. He's got a really great energy. He's got a lovely little family, and he's been studying. So he knows what we're talking about. He knows, he has some vocabulary, you know what I mean? And so I hope that maybe he'll, he says he's interested in getting involved in the assembly, so I really hope so. His
Excellent.
name is John Griswold. So I should be sending you some more fees.
Okay, great.
In the next little while. Hi,
Now,
Neil.
Kim.
Oh, sorry.
Kim, I presume that you've been updating the list of ASNs that's held in our Mega Drive.
Yes.
And so subsequently, we should be adding as needed. I've been kind of ad-libbing on that for who to invite, but basically it's all happening through the wonderful work of Anita and the newsletter. So
once they get their correction and their paperwork is being sent back to them, I email Anita and give her their name and email address, and she puts them right into the queue.
Right.
Now, on that subject, there are some people who have not been getting the newsletter. And so, Anita, I'm sorry, this may be off topic, but what would you suggest about trying to fix that? Would that be like making sure that the email address that we're sending from is whitelisted? Would it be some other thing that you think would be the best way to go?
Okay, so there's a few things that a couple have gotten bounced back because their boxes are full. It may go into spam, so they need to check their spam. They have to whitelist us, I guess. They all say that they were delivered. I'll get bounce backs or people unsubscribing.
Right. Well, that if they were unsubscribing, then we can't do anything about that.
Right. Exactly. I mean, we have a pretty good open rate. I mean, we have about 50% open rate.
Good.
I don't know what else, because I've had some people send their email again, and it's in there. So there's something that is bouncing it out of their box, maybe probably into a spam folder.
Mm-hmm. Some kind of filter or spam or something. Yeah. All right. Let's see. There is a bit of business we should just make sure everyone is aware of with the Marshal at Arms. And I don't know if you would like to explain that at all, John, but basically it's been recently emphasized that all Marshal at Arms need to be vetted by the PKTF, and there's also a training that they're all supposed to attend.
Yes, I got an email from the secretary. Before you had mentioned it to me, I did know about it because I had heard the call where Anna was talking about it, that all the coordinators and the Marshal Arms had to be vetted by the Federation. So I contacted the gentleman who runs the Marshal Arms calls, and I said to him that who I was. I'm the Marshal Arms here in Connecticut, and I'm presenting myself for vetting, and need to know what the process is, how I can do so. So the next day, I got an email from the secretary, and she gave me like 3 different forms I had to fill out, and then I had to do a background check with clear checks. Over the weekend, I got the report of that. I sent it to her on Monday, and so now I'm just waiting for them to call me for a vetting and let me know when the training is.
Right.
Because I guess there's an interview process that takes place, and they're supposed to look at my socials and all that, my social media pages and whatnot. And I have no idea how long that takes or how far the backlog is for them to catch up to where they're at.
Exactly.
The process is in place, and I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
Exactly. Yep. And I think that this applies to myself and Kimberly as well, that we all need to do what John just did and get in line as well. But no one's beating down the doors here just yet, so I'm not too worried about it. But it may happen soon. Sorry, go ahead.
I was vetted. You weren't vetted?
Not by PKTF, no.
Oh, PKTF, gotcha.
And it's a relatively right. I was on the coordinator call with Terry, and I asked the question, are we talking about vetting only new coordinators or existing coordinators? And I got a very vague answer, so I'm just assuming that we all need to do it.
Yeah, it's they were talking about it's for the Continental Marshals, or AKA the Federation. whoever it is that's doing it. I'm pretty sure it's the Continental Marshals, though.
What about treasurer? Was I already vetted? I'm not even remembering.
One part of the email that she sent to me, I talked about if you're applying for a treasurer position. So I'm assuming you probably have to be vetted as well.
Huh. Who should I reach out to about that? The same one that you did?
Right. I believe I can send you the email address.
It's here. I can pop it in the chat if you want.
That'd be great. Thank you.
If you could actually email it, would be better because I can't. I'm on the phone. I don't know how to save the chat.
Okay. Why don't I just do that?
Okay.
Thanks, John.
So then I should just reach out and say who I am.
Yeah, who you are, the state, and that you're presenting yourself for vetting.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I know that they mentioned the treasurer is because if you're a treasurer, they want you to do the full financial background checks as well, which is another fee. So I had to pay $40 for one, and I think it was another 17 for the financial one.
You do this yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I put the information in at the website, and then they do the background check, and they send you, let you know when it's done. You download it. You can have other people access it if you'd like.
I see. Oh, so it's just an online thing.
Yeah.
And then
that's just for the background check.
Okay, so then do you have them have access, or do you just get it and then you're going to email it to her?
When they sent me and told me that it was ready, I downloaded it and I emailed it to her.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
So I think that kind of concludes our committee reports. But I may have missed something. There was one item that I was a little bit, well, I'll just put it this way. Dave Hendrickson had mentioned something about moving. And so I don't know if you were aware of that, Linda, or if he told you about time frame or anything like that, where he's moving to. But obviously we'd be down to just you in our treasury.
Yeah, well, it's not like there's a mountain of work to be done, right?
No,
did he move yet? Because I can't remember now when he said he was moving. I feel like he might have already.
Yeah, I feel like it was supposed to be fairly quick, if I recall.
At either the last meeting or the one before, it was like in a month's time. It felt like something like that. And I don't remember where he said he was going. Too bad. I liked him.
Oh
well. This is the growing pains of our assembly.
I know. Well, maybe the new people that you're signing up, Kimberly, are for real will want to get involved.
I hope so.
Me too.
So then let's see. As far as new business goes, for those of us who've been watching and listening to Anna, and for those of us who also listen to Lisa Schaefer on Ohio, you'll know that amongst Anna's articles was a letter, a notice to Scott Bessent and to Marco Rubio, that's Secretary of State and the Treasury Secretary, I believe. I may have to know the name a little off on the second one. But anyway, and it's being recommended that all of us do this similar form. Anna said she was going to release something, I think. She talked about it. So
Yeah,
just a heads up for everyone.
Make it specific for all of the regular ASNs.
Correct.
Yeah.
So heads up, that's coming down the pike. We'll all need to do that.
Yeah, she did say she was going to prepare a template.
Anyway, this most recent America Some Assembly required that Lisa Schaefer did went into great detail about that particular notice. I have not finished watching that entire episode, so I don't know if she concludes exactly how you do it. But that would be a great thing to listen to and watch for further clarification on what it means and how to do it and why you do it, etc.
Thank you.
Other than that, I don't think there's anything. Oh, yes. One other thing I did catch, and I don't know if everyone else did as well, and that is that in the last notice from Global Family Group, pretty sure it was the last one, it might have been two notices have arrived recently. And they talk about how the vendor system and the prosperity system are active. And most recently I went into my Global Family Group account and I did see under accounts that prosperity was there. There wasn't, I didn't press any buttons or have any way to prosper with anything, but it was there. So I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but it looks like things are actually happening, and I don't want to get ahead of anything, but
what does it mean? We have to have the cards, right?
Well, a card had been definitely part of the early conversation, but I think it could be just as simple as having a QR code and an app. Anyway, it's not clear to me exactly how it's proceeding. So, but just check in with your account and keep looking at it and
Staring at it.
and get familiar with it. And as Anna was saying in her most recent webinar, when these things go active, there's going to be a flood of people coming in for the money.
Yeah.
And she was urging us to have our orientation paperwork all streamlined and ready to go, and so we definitely could readdress that. We hadn't looked at that in some time. And maybe some of the material we have is now a little outdated. We were using Florida's for a period of time, and there's stuff from Ohio, from Arizona. It's some stuff from Nevada, too. Anyway, I'll leave that open for people to throw in suggestions. But any comments? Any thoughts anyone has?
Yeah, may I?
Please.
Yeah, on Nisi's Telegram channel, there was an interview with, I forgot her name, she's on New Jersey, with
Tammy
Hunter.
Healy.
Yeah, Tammy Healy.
Tammy, yeah. And did anyone watch that?
Yeah.
So there was one point where she was asking about, how, like, to explain how it will be used, just to kind of get a the gist of it. And she actually asked the question, like, if somebody was to say, she goes, the way I understand it, or it was explained, is that if somebody was to use, use your account or whatever, like say, at like a Costco or whatever what she said, and then you can pay, you can transfer, you can convert your AFD to Federal Reserve notes so that to pay them in the Federal Reserve notes. And he said, well, why would we want to feed that system when we're trying to, sort of like shut it down in a sense?
Mm.
And then he went on his typical kind of thing, like he does, which kind of didn't really stay on that as deeply as I would have liked to, because he started talking about how it's a closed system. So then I'm like, well, wait a minute, I wish I could have been live on that thing and said, well, wait a minute, how are people going to pay their bills and things? The whole point of your prepaid credit is that we should be able to pay like our electric bills or heating oil. And it made it sound like unless they're vendors in the system, we won't be able to transact with them. Now, I'm not saying that that's exactly true, because Anna has never said that. She's always said that we will be interfacing with the other, with the other system. She said as soon as you put your thing, it'll automatically convert it to whatever denomination, because you could be like in Europe and you may need to be in a euro or in Africa in the rand or something like that. So I wish that Tammy would have stayed on him a little bit to clarify, but she kind of just then moved on, let him just finish what he was saying, and kind of agreed with him. And
I think that when Hunter came on a couple of weeks ago on Monday night, somebody asked the question, will we be able to use the prepaid credit for regular stuff out there like you're describing? And he sort of insinuated, he says his response was, well, why would you want to interact with that system? We're trying to get out of that system.
Yeah, see, he kind of said the same thing again.
Right, but then the following Monday night, Anna got on, and he kind of clarified that. She made reference to what he had said, and she said it wasn't explained thoroughly he didn't explain it thoroughly. That I think Anna said that we would be able to use it for regular goods and services anywhere.
Well, she has said that from the beginning, and she reiterated that.
We should add on, Linda, that this particular notice we were just talking about, Anna sent out, is opening the door for our prepaid Mochi credit to be used to pay all those things.
Right.
So there are multiple avenues that could be open to do the same thing. And yes, it's frustrating that Hunter is not able to answer our questions directly. And it's quite obvious that the purpose of having a global family group is not to support the de facto system. It's to eventually make the de facto system run away, go away, disappear.
Yes, we all get that, but
how is that going to happen is the rub.
Right, and he was talking about, you can get them to be. He said it would take nothing for them to just unincorporate and become a vendor.
Mm-hmm.
So, I started to actually after I finished it, I was actually very disturbed, because I thought to myself, is this like how could this be a completely closed system? It would take years to get, like, let's say you want to take a trip and I want to book a plane ticket. That means that airline has to be a vendor. And what about the hotel you might want to book? Or, the list would be on and on and on and endless. So, I mean, you're not going to just get people like airlines and hotels and car rental places and on and on and on, like overnight to become vendors in this system. First of all, they will look at us like we're nuts because they're not even going to understand the system. So they're not going to just drop everything and say, oh, yeah, great, I don't want to be in the de facto system anymore. I'm just going to move over here. Like, how is that supposed to going to happen? So if he did reiterate it being a closed system, meaning you're not going to be able to. So, I mean, I hope I'm totally wrong, but it left me with a really uncomfortable sentiment afterward. And I was like, someone needs to really clarify this because...
Well, I didn't hear the closed system part, but what I did hear, and I'm trying to remember... What I did hear was that when the talk went around where there actually would be physical banks in each state, he indicated that the physical bank would be operating very similar to the banks we have now. They would be able to operate in that jurisdiction. So again, that opens up another avenue, another way that we should do it.
He said that, or Anna said that?
Well, I'm trying to remember. I don't recall.
I heard Anna in the I don't remember if it was the Monday night or the next thing I listened to with her. She did say that just this week about acquiring the banks that are kind of bankrupt type of thing.
Right. Yeah, she did mention that. She said that they instead of spending the money for infrastructure to buy new banks and having go that route, that they would use the existing ones that are bankrupt and they would transfer over to prosperity centers. They wouldn't be called banks. They would be used as prosperity centers.
But you did mention that they would operate as our commercial banks. They would be able to do transactions as our commercial banks do. Yes, it's a prosperity center. But anyway, it's clear that there's some, this is not going to be a necessarily smooth transition. Why? Because the criminals don't want to give it up. They're doing everything they can to keep their claws intact inside us. The leech is sucking away. Anyway, so I encourage everyone to be patient. Yes, it's unnerving, and to think about these different consequences. And it would be nice to have clearer answers. But in the end, it is all going to work out. There is only one path forward.
Right. Well, I think I'm going to, on Monday, put that question in there. I know she doesn't really want the banking questions per se, but I'm going to say exactly what I said to you guys about having listened to the interview and how he emphasized about it being a closed system. And if, in fact, it's a completely closed system, how will we then be able to make purchases and things like that? And let's see what she would say to that, because that's kind of like, anyway, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just, it did kind of rattle me because I was like, oh my God, this could then take a very long time. That if you've gone on the vendor site, most of the vendors are like in Africa, like little Airbnb type things.
We do have one. Please.
I was going to, I had two of those interviews, not two of the interviews. I had the interview with Hunter with Tammy Healy going in the newsletter, and then there was a follow-up with Tammy and Neethi about the work that Dr. Len Horowitz did, and then they talked about Hunter after, and they were talking about this. So,
oh really?
Can I also, to be real well-rounded, I want to offer the link that you're talking about. Anna was talking. Now, did you say that was this Monday night's webinar that she was saying, oh, no, it'll be like this. Did I have that right?
It was the Monday night after Hunter came on. So it would, I don't know. It wasn't the Monday that just...
No, I think it was just this past Monday because I literally listened to it today.
Okay, this past Monday.
Yeah.
And it was Monday night.
This Monday night where...
Okay.
Maybe she said it a couple of different sessions.
Maybe where she was answering something about the banks where we could just take over these bankrupt banks, for the physical locations, prosperity centers. Is that what you're talking about? That was definitely in this Monday's webinar.
She said that the Monday that just passed. But
right.
But the other comment about how Hunter probably didn't explain it very thoroughly but that was a week after he talked. And I don't know what date that was.
Yeah, that was like a
couple of
2
weeks ago.
Weeks ago now. Yeah, okay. So after he was on that call, God, it's also a blur. Then was it on that other Monday night webinar that she was talking about? This is gonna interface with our current system, and she kept it. I thought someone said that she did reiterate that. So I just wanted to put a balanced thing in the newsletter and not just the Debbie Downer.
Well, she has said that all the time in speaking about the bank. This is not new. She's always said it, that she's talked about how you'll pay with your QR code, no matter where you are or what you're doing, and it will automatically convert it to the currency of that vendor, what they want, where they're at, because we could be transacting with people all around the world. She talked about that many, many times.
Yeah.
She was even saying that one FRN, the FRN dollar would be worth something like 180 regular dollars.
Yeah, it's gone up since then too.
Yeah, you're talking about AFDs, Rebecca.
Yeah, sorry.
FRNs are de facto, AFDs are de jure.
Say that again. One
AFD
equals 180 or 200 plus FRN.
Right. I think it's probably more like 250 or 240, but yes, you're right. John Taylor has his hand up.
I do. If I may just offer this, I thought that this could probably be what he's referring to as a closed system. And I'm just offering this because it's just something I was thinking about. Maybe it's a system where they can do business out and pay people as they want to, but they can't get their hands on anything inside.
Yeah.
It's a closed system where only our global bank can pay out, but nobody else is able to get in to get any cash or anything out of there. I mean, that could be the possibility. The other question I have, if anybody else can answer this for me, because I know they're talking about AFDs, and then we're also talking about heritage dollars. And I'm really not clear on the difference between the two.
I'll join the club.
AFD, I think I have it. It's the AFD is the gold-backed currency that they are going to print coin and paper dollars, right? And then the heritage dollar is, I think, what is the prosperity account.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because heritage, it's our heritage money that we are due.
Right. I kind of thought that was the case, but I wasn't quite sure.
It's
It's confusing when you talk about
Yeah.
all of it together, because it's something that none of us know.
Right.
It's all different from anything any of us had ever learned in our lifetime.
Yeah.
So trying to understand it is hard, because I think it's so complicated that it's difficult to make it easy to understand.
Yeah. And isn't there supposed to be a digital coin as well?
Yes, it's all
Is it
definitely
Harmony?
digital.
Isn't there like a Harmony coin or something?
Probably. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that sounds right.
Yeah.
Well, it took me, to John's point, it took me, I think, 2 or 3 years to wrap my head around the mortgage, how they fraud you with mortgage and how that works. So if we can start to understand fractional reserve banking and the English language, which is, we're getting there. We can do this. We just have to keep talking about it and keep putting our eyes on it and all that.
Yeah.
And I just keep saying, I hope I live today to see it all. I hope I live to see the day that it is all running and change is happening. And
Well, I think it's already here. I mean, I think we need to just, how do we say it? The future positive is already here now, and so
yeah,
we
we declare
it. Align with that.
Yeah.
You don't
Declare.
wait for some big event where all the stuff is gone and now we have this beautiful.
Right.
It's already here, so we need to just align our own frequency with it.
And to your point, that is the second video that I put in for the newsletter, is the follow-up with Tammy Healy and Neeti Bali about Dr. Lynn Horowitz's work on exactly that.
Nice.
Aligning, vibration, tone, music, that whole
Where
rabbit hole.
was that? On Neeti's channel?
Yes, it was Tammy and Neeti that they do.
Exit Stage Left?
Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Okay, so that was last week's
YouTube.
Stage Left or something?
Yeah, I think that was it.
All right.
Think that was the show.
Okay, I'll look for it.
I'm going to put it in the newsletter too. But yeah, that was just this week, so it's fresh.
Okay, great.
So yes, we shall believe.
Yes. We'll
Love
get clarity.
Yeah. Love and humility to all.
So our 250th anniversary in Philadelphia. Should we be going? Is it going to be?
I would love to go.
Me anywhere near there.
I would love to go.
Yeah, I would go if there's. I mean, where would we be going? To the Capitol building or something? I mean.
Well, Anna has said that big things are in the works for that celebration, but details have not been forthcoming just yet that I'm aware of.
Said one night she also said that was kind of put on a back burner.
She did?
I missed that one, but yeah.
I think I remember hearing something that she wasn't talking. If anything did happen, it would probably be more like a fall instead of in July.
July, yeah.
Because it's just, I mean, time constraints right now. You have to have everything in place now to do something in July.
Not just
3 months away, really, yeah.
That would be unfortunate, being that it's the 250th anniversary.
Well, I'm sure that there's something, but exactly what is the question.
Right.
Hey, can I change the subject here a little bit? I just kind of like to get everybody's feedback on Anna's recent articles about her. You know, she's saying now that her mother abused her, and I just question why she presented that information the way that she did. Like, she presented it sort of like a murder mystery plot, and sort of beat around the bush. I don't know why she just didn't say it outright. Maybe there's trauma in there. Probably is trauma in there, but and who are these people that she was referring to? This, she gave the names of
King David, Bathsheba, and forgotten the last one.
Yeah, who are these people? Is she referring to a real king? Are they? I mean, they must be. She's still alive. It's not like they can be like some kind of historical figure. She really confused me with that. And she keeps harping on it, all this twin flame stuff. And then she starts talking about telling people how to kiss. And I'm like, I don't know.
That was weird.
I'm like, stay on topic. What is all this stuff? I mean,
she's taking artistic license, I guess.
I totally appreciate that there's trauma in there, if in fact this all happened. But why all the just say it, right? I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I'd like to hear what you all think about that.
My take is that Anna and even Hunter, they're like in a level that we just can't comprehend. And she must have.
If this happened to her, which I believe that it could have, it certainly would explain her dedication and her resolve to make changes. But I don't know. And then all this twin flame stuff. I've no doubt that they do have technology that can trigger some people into irrational actions. But she acts like it's going to happen to all of us. So beware. I don't know.
May I?
Yes.
Please, Eugene, please.
I'm puzzled too about those articles, and more than that, she's mentioned about Musk also, some kind of connection. I didn't get it, so I have to read it more. I guess it must be some subscription of the Monday meeting. I guess I want to read it more. She mentioned about a few times already about Musk. She said she had a connection with him, telepathical connection or so. I didn't get it. So if someone can explain it to us.
Well, one way to view what's going on, and you can see it reflected from the de facto side, it's fairly evident that any time they're going to try and pull some kind of scheme or do some kind of subterfuge, they feel obligated to make some kind of disclosure, albeit it's in a veiled or in an obscure movie or in some venue or media where you wouldn't necessarily connect the two and say, oh, that's what they're trying to do. But they feel obligated to do that. And I think on the opposite side, on the positive side, there is a mechanism in consciousness that once you put something out into the field, you open the door for other people to follow you. And you open the door for the possibility of that to happen. So I don't look at what she's saying as necessarily I have to judge it as true or false or try and make sense of it, but just let it sit in my consciousness and see what happens. Like her most recent thing is, well, if you looked at your palm and you saw M, you would know that you're an angel that's right.
An earth angel, yeah.
That's here on a mission. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I certainly comprehend and empathize with you, Rebecca. It is strange. There's no question about that. But I think there is a deeper reason, and I think that we don't necessarily need to know what that reason is. We just need to stay in touch with our own intuition and our own truth, and let what happens happen. Push what's good, and show the hand to evil.
Okay, did everyone look at the palm to see if you had the M?
I have one.
Yeah, I have one.
I don't know how it's supposed to look. I don't know how.
Yeah, exactly.
Should I be worried that I'm going to grow wings?
All right, when I see in person, I
See
can't
the M? Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a very good one. Yeah.
It's hard to
I
see
only
the
have it on
glare.
one hand. Yeah, you see it. See?
I can't tell.
It's
There's
hard.
a glare.
I don't have the blade on it.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah, I see yours. Wait, hold on.
Even have one on my right hand too.
You do? You have it on both? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I only have one. See it? Is there still a glare?
Yeah, that's
No, I see it.
very distinct.
Yep.
Very distinct.
So maybe I don't understand, because an M should be all, connected, or is it not all connected?
Well, if you look at Tim's, it is very distinct.
You can't see that M?
No, not so good. Maybe I could blow it up.
Maybe it's your phone, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a glare, but I see yours too, John.
Yeah,
That's
there.
why we're all here. It's what I think there's in some way what she's saying in the super roundabout way that only Anna can is that we are all one, and we've got to start thinking that way. And exactly the way John and Tom redirect us to out of the woe is us, and we don't get it, and it's not happening the way we think it should happen. We just have to, we're here because we have faith in this, and we have to keep redirecting our energy to that. We love that this is happening. This is great. It's going to be great.
How many of you have grown up and always understood, like, when they talk about people that are clairvoyant, they used to say that everybody has it to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But it's something that you don't know, or you don't know how to use if you've never used it. It could be there dormant and you've never known it. So maybe all of us have never grown into the consciousness to learn all of that, because we've been work slaves our whole lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's just another education we have to come into.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, John. I recently had the experience, albeit with very minor and trivial things, that I'll have gotten a flash about something, and sometimes I'll ignore it, and sometimes I'll hear it, and then later on I'll go, oh, yeah, I already do that. Why didn't I just take that left turn instead of going into this traffic jam? Or whatever it was, Not a big deal, really, but it's the effort that we all take to be aware and to be observant of ourselves that is the key to unlocking that door. And of course, there are tools. You can use pendulums and muscle testing and divining rods, and
Right.
you can use all those things. And the more you use them, the better you get with them.
That's right. Well, we do all have those. We have all of those capabilities, but they've been kind of suppressed over the many years. So, but supposedly, from what I've learned, these abilities are going to come online as as the frequency is rising on the Earth and the planet and us, and you will start to have those. So I'm wondering if that's why she's talking a little bit about that. So you would have it in our consciousness to start to even play with it, or to even just be aware and to listen to it. I mean, to watch out for it. But I do believe we're going to regain the ability to have those things, unless we just ignore it. But if you want to start fooling around with telepathy, go for it, right? I think we're at the time now where you will be able to develop these things.
I think you're right. We just received an email from Eleanor about Mandatory Vaccine Connecticut Standards Act, HB 5044, which she's asking us to oppose.
Oh, do you want to share that email then?
Yeah, I'll email it out to everyone on the call here.
Okay.
I'll forward it to everyone.
I think the Aaron Siri, the attorney that that represents ICANN, which is Del Pictree's organization, are going to take that on. The thing that they recently passed in Connecticut, where they would even want to mandate it for adults, and this kind of ridiculous thing. I couldn't believe it passed, but yeah, he's going to take that on. So anyway, it wouldn't apply to us anyhow. Right?
Well, yes, I mean, in theory, but in practice, they're going to try and railroad everyone into it.
Well, that I did hear that. So Aaron Siri is going to take that one on. So.
Right. I mean, it's totally illegal. There's no question about that.
I know.
I think what the bill states is that they want you to do these standards of care. You will, I don't know, get certain checkups and that kind of thing, and you're allowed to opt out of them. But if you opt out, then you're penalized. You get higher fees for things and that kind of thing, because I guess then you're considered a quote risk. So it's sort of they're sneaking it in there that you will get penalized if you don't do these preventative care types of treatments.
So like even just going to the doctor for a checkup you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not clear to me exactly how far-reaching, but trying to read through the entire email here.
Yeah.
On March 11th, the legislative office building was packed with residents from across Connecticut who came to speak out on this proposal. People waited for hours, many all day, just for a chance to be heard. That was a clear and unmistakable message from the public. Despite that overwhelming response and serious concerns raised by families across the state, this bill has now passed. That should concern everyone. As I said on the Senate floor, this is from Ciccarelli, Senator. As I said on the Senate floor, I take my responsibility to my constituents seriously. I listen to people I represent. And when you see this level of public opposition, you have to question why are we moving forward anyway. At its core, this proposal takes decision-making power away from families and places it in the hands of government. Parents, not the state, should be making decisions about their children's health alongside their doctors. No one should be forced to co-parent with the government. This bill moves us toward a one-size-fits-all system where individual circumstances no longer matter. It also grants significant authority to a state commissioner to make determinations that can override personal choice. This is a serious expansion of government power. From a personal perspective, my wife is a nurse, and when it came to decisions about our own children, we made those choices together as a family. Those decisions belong with parents, not the state. This debate was never about being for or against vaccines. It's about who makes the decision. We can protect public health without stripping away personal responsibility and parental rights. Those principles should not be in conflict. The thousands who submitted testimony and the hundreds who showed up on March 11th made their concerns clear. They deserved more than to be heard. They deserved to be taken seriously. And that, anyway, I'm going to forward you guys the email from Eleanor, who's clearly,
Right.
on top of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, is there any other new business that anyone would like to bring up?
If I could just, for a moment, mention, Anna did mention on the call on Monday that Assembly should be putting together a orientation package.
Yeah.
And that might be something we may want to look into and try to get everybody, on the same page, learning and being ready to jump right in when they're brought aboard.
Yeah, as I said earlier, John, that at one point we did have the Florida presentation, and I believe also that Angela had a PowerPoint presentation as well for orientation. So we do have materials. Just maybe we need to, put together a little committee and review it and think about how we might streamline it or what we might add or subtract. Or anyway, I wholeheartedly concur. Let's do something about it.
I got encouraged a couple of weeks ago, and I did mention it to some of you, that my wife and I had gone looking to buy a washer and a dryer in one of the department stores up here in Lisbon, in a Lowe's, and I ran into a woman and her husband. The woman I worked with in the Waterford store many years ago. And we just started talking and got talking with her husband. We spent about 45 minutes there talking, and even the clerk that was working the desk was engaging. And she was telling me that there's a group of about 30 people that she's involved with, and they all know a lot of the stuff that they were talking about is all stuff that we've been saying right along. They know something's wrong. They know that the government is a corporation. And I was blown away by the fact that they knew that. And I just asked, why they hadn't changed their status yet. The husband's got his own business. He's an LLC. And I said, you can do your business without the LLC. And we were just chit-chatting back and forth. And I gave them information about the TASA website, the state website. I said, we meet. You're more than welcome to jump on one of the calls. If you have some questions, I'm sure we'd be happy to answer them. She had called me actually emailed me the day before the last week's meeting, and she had said that she couldn't make it that day. And I said, well, if you pass on to the people that you're in that group with, I'd be more than happy to get some people from our assembly to come down and answer questions. And go over, the stuff that we know. We can try to, get everybody in a meeting spot to do that. Kimberly had volunteered that she would be willing to come and help me do that. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. I would love to have a group like that show up and we can chit chat and get more people involved. I told her, I said, our assembly's really small. We're trying to get people in, but this is a very liberal state, and it's hard to get people to think outside of the box.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
No, I was laughing. It's a liberal state. Yeah, that's true.
It is. This is the second most liberal state behind California.
Think so?
And you can't convince me otherwise.
Wow.
Look at what they're doing. Look at all the bills they're passing. Like Tom was saying, they had all those people show up to voice their opinion against a bill.
But you
Yet
just
the
said
jackasses passed it anyway.
But they're not representing the people, clearly.
No, they're not.
So it's not the people who live here. Well, I mean, they may be a lot of liberals, and I'm sure there are, but it's the monkeys who are in power. And how did they get there? We didn't vote them in.
Nobody. Well, I'm of the thought process that we haven't had honest elections in this country in over 50 years.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So they put in whoever the hell they want to get whatever they want, and they don't give a rat's ass about anybody else.
Yeah, it's a corrupt. Yeah, they're all corrupt.
Yep, very much.
So.
And
right.
even before the 50 years that you're talking about, John, it still was a two-party system. That doesn't offer anyone any real choice.
Nope.
No, they select the people that you're going to vote between, and it just doesn't work.
The common phrase from the doughboys returning from World War I was, "They select them, we elect them."
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Yep.
At any rate, if and when I hear back from any of them, I'm hoping I'll contact her again and see if I can set something up.
Just reach. Like if you don't hear from her, you should reach back out to her because people get busy.
Right.
But clearly, it seemed like there was interest.
Well, we stood there speaking for over 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it sounds like yeah.
So I'm hoping that I hope that comes to fruition.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. 30 people.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Mhm.
It's hard to do what we need to get done with 6 people.
It is.
Basically impossible. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but and we can pass laws and stuff like that, common laws, as part of the the federation. As we've done in the past for very big things, enrolling all the territorial states, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But as far as the real boots on the ground effort that we need to do, that we're just not even close to any of that. And you see the growing pains that are going through in Florida and growing pains in California. And, to a certain extent, I'm kind of like, wow, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that crap. But, the example of Ohio still rings true. They've done it. They're well over a year past now. I think they're coming up on 2 years. And with a relatively small cadre of people, something on the order of 350 to 500 people, they've done it. Now, and clearly in California and in Florida, they're in the thousands of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But there's divisiveness. There's this big kerfuffle now with Ralph in Florida stepping down, and
really,
he's not letting the new coordinators come in and take over. And anyway, I won't get into that tonight. There's no reason to rehash it, but we all know that similar thing happened in California.
Yeah.
Big splits and divisions and recriminations. So
I know when you hear that stuff, it's just crazy. You're like, wow, we're like
Exactly.
so boring. We're like, we're too boring, but sometimes a little bit boring isn't such a bad thing, right?
Yeah, well, it's bound to happen when you get bigger groups of people. There's going to be
Yeah.
those people that want to take charge, and they want to, they're used to running government the way that they've been indoctrinated into. It's not something.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing that scares me is because we're such a small assembly, is that when all of this stuff does start to happen and the money's there and the more and more people are jumping in, we're not going to be ready for it. And I think we got to try to, even with the small numbers we have to try to do something to get us ready for the influx of people that we'll eventually get.
Absolutely. I wholeheartedly concur.
I mean, I wouldn't like it if our state got sucked up by Rhode Island or Massachusetts. Really, I mean, that's what you do. That's what the inevitability of what you're looking at.
Well, I don't know about the truth of that, John. I think as long as we're holding General Assembly meetings every month, there is no. There would be a very, very hard case for one state to take us over.
Yeah, exactly.
And further, all the states around us are, with the possible exception of Maine, maybe, are almost in exactly the same state, relatively small. There's no big bully in the block just yet.
Well, we're all democratically controlled states.
It's interesting now that you say that.
You've got 6 New England states, and there isn't a Republican representative anywhere to be found in any of them.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Well, when you learn the truth, you start to realize that Republican and Democrat really don't mean all that much.
Oh, no,
yes,
no.
They mean a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, it's just the ideology is different.
Maybe. I mean, the way I was raised as a Democrat was for truth and justice and freedom.
I know.
And it didn't occur to me that the New York Times would be feeding me rubbish and that Rachel Maddow was lying through her teeth.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Big awakening, didn't we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love and appreciate you all, and I pray that we are able to get where we need to get things that we want to get done.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, a great note to end on.
Yep.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
There you go.
I will motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Seconds? Any seconds?
Oh, I said yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, sorry.
Second.
Excellent. All right, everyone. I'll stop the recording. Great conversation tonight.
Yeah.
And